All right, so The Mandalorian episode 2 was gonna come out, what, 3 days after episode 1? Didn't expect that. So less than a day after I talked about episode 1, I now get to talk about episode 2. Probably could have binged them both in the AM. At least 2 episodes. Which would have been better because I feel like this is actually part of episode 1 that they were like, well, we'll just clip the last half hour of episode 1 and make that its own episode. So also there are spoilers for episode 1 in here because, you know, the end of episode 1, there are even videos like, that ending! So that ending leads into episode 2. So if you haven't seen episode 1 of The Mandalorian, so well, here we go. You probably should before you watch this. So the point of this episode is the Mandalorian has gotten his mark. It's little baby Yoda. And he was like, well, I don't want to kill baby Yoda. We don't know the kid's name yet, so we're all just gonna call him Baby Yoda. Or her. We don't know. And Jawas have stripped his ship of parts, so he's like, well, I need my parts back. So Jawas are like, all right, can you go get this egg? So he's like, all right, I guess I gotta get the egg. So that's the thing. Mandalorian has to go get this egg of a creature, bring it back to the Jawas. Jawas will give him the parts for his ship if he does. And here we go. Which people have said, and it's totally true, the Mandalorian does come across, it plays out like a Star Wars video game. He does missions, he gets armor upgrades, video game. That's probably why I like it a bit. I have good memories of good Star Wars video games. And when I don't get you a timely review of Jedi Fallen Order, it's just because I'm playing Death Stranding right now. So that'll take me 9 years, so that's that. But this episode does play out like a video game as well. Not even counting the fact that he decides to scale the Jawa Sandcrawler, and I was like, I've played Super Star Wars. This is gonna suck for you. And it plays out exactly like it did in Super Star Wars for me. He almost gets to the top, he gets smacked, he falls down, now he's back at square one. That's pretty much that level. But as The Mandalorian is playing out like a video game, this is that video game segment that it's the XP grind. It is like that MMO or delivery game where it's like, all right, yeah, you have the package, but you can't leave yet. You need to do this one other mission. You're like, fine, tack on a mission to this mission. Video game 101. Funny thing about Baby Yoda, it did enter my mind in episode 1. I was like, what if this doesn't take place after Return of the Jedi? It just says the Empire has fallen. What if it's like the Sith Empire and this is Old Republic era? And that's actually little Yoda and Jedi are gonna pick him up at the end of the show. However, there are stormtroopers that you see in this show are ex-stormtroopers. And that design of stormtrooper, as I understand, is an Emperor Palpatine Empire design. Odds are Yoda just got busy in that Outer Rim. Yoda having sex. He doesn't have sex. It's a weird thought. However, Yoda and Yaddle, they were on the council together. Things happen. Then a printout of all the freak nasty sexting those two did back and forth hit the internet, and that's the real reason Yoda went into exile on Dagobah. And now we know. You know what cracks me up in Star Wars is how easily people forget about the Jedi and the Force. Han Solo's like hokey religions and ancient weapons. That one commander talking to Darth Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion. It's like all of this stuff existed and was very prominent in the galaxy in their lifetime. How easily we forget. It's like anything mystical or force related happens. People are like, what is that? What does that mean? I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I can't explain it. It's not like for over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic. I don't know. So this episode entertained me. It's just, I'm concerned about the runtime. 30 minutes long. You could have had this at the end of the pilot episode and had one episode that was about an hour and 7 minutes long. Are the rest of the episodes gonna be a half an hour long? I'd like a little more. Because as I've seen from this episode, half-hour long episodes kind of just feel like filler episodes. And now I gotta think, why? Are you drawing the episodes out? Are you making your show have more episodes than it actually should have? Having 8 episodes per season, is it better for you financially than 4 episodes? Still entertained. I still like the character of the Mandalorian. I'm still intrigued as to what's going on, which the intrigue is a big part of Star Wars entertainment, so I'm glad they have that. Just in a show that's only 8 episodes long, I don't feel like there's time to have episodic episodes, filler episodes. Every episode should probably push it forward a bit. So as it stands right now, The Mandalorian episode 2 was a good first part of the second episode of The Mandalorian, and I guess we'll see the second part of the second episode called the third episode next week. All right, so The Mandalorian episode 2, we will call it the XP grind or the mission on the mission. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.